Bye.
You know?
Did you fall asleep?
No, I'm just going over a lot of things right now, but Where's that guy? By the end of the day? No, it's not. Hello, can you hear me now? Man, I don't know how long I was off. What time does it say? Well, let's catch up here. When we get to this point, when we're creating this whole job that we're going to do, what we get ourselves into and how we're going to go about doing it, the job has to be something you feel good about. That's for the physical world, to be part of this reality. Spirituality that you're going to create needs to be something that's real, meaning as you go into this big cosmic consciousness of life and the thought energy, the people's reactions, and everything else that's all put together within, you're doing meditation, and it's got to be something that's going to help you explore that. And I talk about death experiences as being the most important or out-of-body experiences, because when it does happen, you're suddenly aware of the things around you. All right. I'm having trouble with my computer. Can you still hear me? I hope you can. All right. We each created this scenario, and it can always change. Like I said, with family and everything else, will keep you locked into something that'll always be holding you back. Life is about being aware of life and living in the moment, what you're programmed to believe. So that means you have to be here and now and do whatever everybody programs you to do. Buddha's going to the mountains and hiding in caves for 40 years. Because they don't want to be programmed to that. But they're stepping into that other spot of non-action. And you won't hear anybody admit that. Meditation, prayers, and all these things, they're non-action. You can dream and fantasize and do all that. Can you go ahead into a cave, go into meditation, and have your soul leave your body and go out and do work? In the inner world, you can. But what you're learning on the inner has to come into the outer. And that's the hardest thing that the soul has to accomplish in a lifetime. To bring its awareness, its truth, its teaching, let it learn and all those things into the mind. And then it moves on from there. Once it realizes how to play this game, it's ready to play a different game. Yes, it's a game. And you're pretty much able to create certain rules, guidelines that you're going to live by, whether they're right or wrong. Some things might make the game easier, or you think it's easier, but nothing's easy. I said spiritual truth is the hardest path you'll ever choose. Hold on one second. Hello?
Hey, Tommy, this is Sasha. I figured I'd call in and get a listen here.
Sure, but do you want to ask a few questions, or you got anything specific on your mind?
Well, I was just listening to what you were talking about, and that's pretty much my main interest is how to get things started in terms of getting that experience of what's on the other side. So if you could just keep on rolling, I don't have any questions as of now.
Well, here's what I'll say. It keeps you on the moment and locked into where you want to go, because if you keep throwing something at me, I can keep it directed to what you're really going through. Because I can go in a certain way, and you say, well, what about this? But I don't want to pull you and create your foundation. You have to create that yourself. The idea of the trip that you're going to do in your meditation is up to you. The music that you're going to use, the place and where you're going to sit or where you're going to be is what you're going to create. And as you start creating it in your own mind, you're going to come up with what feels good and what works. You don't want to go into meditation just to feel good. A lot of people do it because it calms the body. You forget everything. You forget about reality. Just become one with nothingness. It's only one small step into that now. Becoming active in that space is the second part of it. Making it show you things that you need and that will help you. For me, I had a couple problems when I was little, and it's still part of my life. And those words, like, you have to learn to live life with, and nothing really cures them. But yeah, I can go into the idea that it stopped me from becoming everything that I wanted to be, and I never became what I should be, and things like that. But dyslexia, which I had since I was born, it doesn't sound like much. You see things backwards, and you hear things and you say it backwards. It affects the way you think. But that was combined with ADHD, and they're only trying to really understand how they react on each other and what they really do. They never knew anything about them when I was little, so I was never treated for them. So I had to grow up doing things in my own way, and that's what I'm saying. No matter where or how you get your meditation, you still got to mold it to become part of who you are and how you're going to work with it and what it's really going to do for you. Because when you open yourself up to an experience, it can go anywhere and take you anywhere. And then the knowingness and the protection, which I always stress is the most important thing when you go into these things, to understand that you need to have a form of protection no matter how you get it, what you believe in, what your truth is. But saying I'm protected and just assuming it is not going to help you. Because when you get out of the body, your body's open to anything, any kind of entity can go in your body when you're not in it. The same as when you start meeting beings, entities, whatever that is, can you have an awareness that's going to help you understand what it truly is? And I'll tell you, people I talk with, people I work with, people I hear, their experience is outrageous. How real is it? And is it real to what extent? What you do in life, where you go, you tell them your experience. Oh, you're crazy. Well, truth can seem crazy to most people. But is it truth that's important to you and important to your spiritual growth, or is it important to your having fun? Those feelings and emotions which we play with are not who we are. We think they are. We want to believe they are. And then we want to, if you believe in a God or whatever, we want to put those into that. It was different when people believed that there was a God, and then they could create it the way they wanted to. But now the New Age world created the universe word. Well, I'm one with the universe, and that's the consciousness of the universe. Well, every realm, when you leave your body, has its vibration and sound. And that will determine where you are. And if you hear them or feel them or sense them, you can determine real easy what plane you're on, and what's going to happen and what you're going to see and things like that. The astral plane being the most closest to the reality of this physical world, sure, you're going to see people. You're going to see things that you have programmed into your subconscious mind that are real and really important. Are they a car, a plane, a train, submarine? You can try to squeeze them into your reality, family. And then if you're in a body that's a little different than this body, which is what you're closer to, every time you take a step, that reality becomes what you're dealing with. Now, when I mean that, when you leave the body and you don't know what's going on in that, and you're in this astral body, and you're traveling, what are you going to work with? Who are you going to meet? What are you going to do? I want to learn. But you're not going to learn by yourself. So that's when I say the idea of not a teacher in the physical world, but a spirit guide, an angel, a deity, any one of those three, Lucifer, or can be standing there waiting to help you go and do something. And just by the name will determine what you're going to get out of that. Here's the thing, and I'm going to tell this because people do not realize it or understand